Doping in the sport of boxing. The use of PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. Personally, I don't think it's exclusive to one person or to a certain group. I believe that most boxers are using PEDs. I think they've been using it from in probably the 60s and 70s. Because what happened is, whoever the boxing board of control is worldwide, they authorized that certain steroids and certain PEDs are not allowed to be used. There are some that are okay to use, and then there are some that you can't use at all. And there's a list. And then these anti-doping agencies, such as VADA and WADA and some others, are employed by promoters to test whoever boxer they are asking them to test, whether it's a one-off test or a test that lasts throughout the whole year. They ask for these tests to happen to certain fighters. The WBC apparently are backing VADA, which stands for the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. And there are others such as WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency. These companies are employed, as I said, to try and find out who's taking drugs. Now, we've got this boxer, Alexander Povetkin. And Povetkin was last seen getting knocked out by Dillian Whyte in the rematch, which was almost 4 years ago to the day. It was March 2021. Povetkin stated that he was going to retire. Retired from boxing, blah, blah, blah. Then a couple of days ago, I'm reading a report saying that Alexander Povetkin has been banned for 4 years for taking drugs, for taking PEDs. I said, let me read this article. And the article says, Alexander Povetkin banned for 4 years for taking illegal stimulant, 10 years of fight results being wiped from his record. I said, what? 10 years? So anyway, Alexander Povetkin is the latest big name from the sport to have his good name tarnished due to the taking of illegal stimulants. Now, man said his good name. This guy's already been banned for testing positive for PEDs. I think he's even been banned twice. Well, I would say I think he's been banned more than once in boxing for taking PEDs. So I don't know how you're talking about tarnishing his good name. Anyway, the Russian who once held the WBA heavyweight title, no, he did not. These articles are written by people who do not know what they're talking about and throw out claims. He had a trinket WBA title, which made him eligible to be the number one contender to fight Klitschko at the time, which was like 2013, 14, something like that. So he was never a heavyweight title holder. So anyway, has been hit with a pretty stiff penalty. According to numerous reports, Povetkin, last seen losing in the return fight with Dillian Whyte back in March of 2021, has been banned for 4 years, while 10 years of fight results are to be wiped from his pro record. It's not known if the ban will have any real effect on the 45-year-old, who most likely was not going to fight again anyway, but the wiping of a decade of fights, wins as well as losses, will perhaps hurt Povetkin's pride. Basically, Povetkin has been shamed, and it's entirely possible that many fans will turn their back on him. Povetkin tested positive for Ostarine in 2016. He also tested positive for Mandolian or something like that. I can't remember what the name of these mad drugs are, but I know it starts with an N and it ends with an Olean, something like that. Meldonian, something like that. But they're not putting that in this article. But anyway, it says Povetkin tested positive for Ostarine in 2016 and he received a 1-year ban. But now it's been revealed how Povetkin also tested positive for Ostarine, this time in 2014. And now a statement from the International Testing Agency, ITA, reads as follows. After being notified of the case and informed of his procedural rights, the athlete decided not to challenge the anti-doping rule violation. In addition, the athlete's results from October 25th, 2014 until the start of the athlete's provisional suspension on October 21st, 2024, that means they've backdated the ban to last October, have been disqualified, including the results obtained during a boxing match held on the night of October 24/25th, 2014. The fight statement is referring to Povetkin's KO win over Carlos Takam. Other big names who will now see their defeats at the hand of Povetkin wiped out, including Dylan White, Mike Perez, David Price, and Hughie Fury. It's terrible to think that Povetkin may have cheated his way to victory so many times. Povetkin, 36 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. Before the new ruling, was beaten only by Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua and Dylan White in their rematch, while Povetkin was held to a draw by Michael Hunter. Now though, none of these results count, and Povetkin will always be remembered as a once noble fighter who unfortunately resorted to cheating. What are you talking about, unfortunately? What are you talking about noble? This guy was never a noble fighter, man. Ridiculous. How did Povetkin get caught from 10 years ago to now? What happened for that to be the case? Well, according to another article, the International Testing Agency, ITA, and the International Boxing Association have been probing into systematic doping in Russian sports. So apparently Russian sports is known for having their doping, apparently. I didn't know that. But International Testing Agency and International Boxing Association, they knew something and they made inquiries. And in their inquiries, they found this situation here. And this is what's been ousted. There's probably, and more than likely, a lot of other things going on. But Povetkin is Povetkin. They've brought this to light. And the evidence retrieved from the Moscow laboratory by the World Anti-Doping Agency Intelligence Investigation Department and Professor Richard McLaren have all put together information. And these are the results that they found. So that means a good decade of fights. What's going on? A decade of fights have been written off of Povetkin's record. What are we talking about here? Because they said 2014, in October 2014, right? That's when they said that they started to find ostarine in his system. Personally, I've never heard any boxer say, yeah, you know what? I was taking drugs and I got caught, man. You lot caught me. I didn't get a chance to cycle off in time, or I done my cycling off period wrong, or you lot came in the middle of my cycling off period and now you found the drugs in me, damn, and you caught me. Every fighter always talks about, I'm a clean fighter. I've never been found for taking drugs ever before. And I'm going to fight to clear my name and everything like this. Takam said the same, not Takam. Povetkin said the same thing. Povetkin said exactly the same thing when he was found for doping. Had man like Deontay Wilder talking about, yo man, these guys need to dope to fight me. They're scared of me. They have to take performance-enhancing drugs to fight me. All this type of rubbish was going on. What happened in Povetkin's career in 2014 or just before 2014? Well, he lost to Vladimir Klitschko. That was his first loss, 2013. When he had the WBA interim title, which got him to fight with Klitschko, he lost over 12 rounds. And after that, he must have said, you know what? I need to take this dope, man. I need to take this dope, man. You know what? I need to take this dope so that I don't lose again. I don't like losing. I need to take this dope. It's going to make me do what I need to do to win. So ever since then, I'm going to put Mahmoud Char's fight in there as well. I'm going to put that in there. I don't care. Everything after Klitschko is tainted. Anything before Klitschko is probably tainted as well. Who's to say he weren't taking performance-enhancing drugs before that? Because really and truly, VADA and WADA have only been in prominence, really, in the forefront for the last maybe 10 years or so. I remember when Floyd was going to fight Pacquiao and he was calling for Olympic-style testing to be done. And ever since that happened, testing in boxing has been increased. So when we're looking at the fights that Povetkin had after he lost to Klitschko in 2013, you're talking about May 2014, he fought Mahmoud Char. They're keeping that one on his record. They're saying you can have that one. But you see, after that, Carlos Takam, who he knocked out in 10 rounds, that's gone. Mike Perez, who he knocked out in 1 round, that's gone. Marius Wack, who he knocked out TKO in the 12th round, that's gone. Johan Duhaupas, who he KO'd in 6 rounds, written off. Unanimous decision victory over Andrei Rudenko, that's gone. Another UD victory over Christian Hammer, that's gone. The TKO of David Price, that was a very, very back and forth. I love that fight. I can't even lie, because Price supposed to have knocked out Povetkin. He's supposed to have knocked out Povetkin in that fight. But I don't know what he done. He decided to pull back and not attack. Or once Povetkin done that matrix move and landed in the corner and the corner of the ring actually kept him up, he said, wow, I need to switch on. So then he jumped into Super Saiyan mode, and then the drugs kicked in and he just dealt with David Price, knocking him out quite brutally. After that, it was the Anthony Joshua fight where he got knocked out in the 7th round. He should have got knocked out in the first 2 rounds. Maybe that was the drugs kicking in again, helping him to survive to the 7th. Who's to say? Who's to know? I don't know. Unanimous decision victory over Hughie Fury, that's gone. Split decision draw over Michael Hunter. Now Michael Hunter might feel aggrieved and think, you know, I could have knocked out this guy if he weren't on all them PEDs that he was on, you know. That's a mad thing. And then obviously Dylan White is going to be upset, talking about, he should never have knocked me out in that first fight. I knew there was something wrong. I could feel it in there, fam. I knew there was something wrong, fam. And that's what it is. He was taking bare drugs, fam. What a drug cheat, man. But these times, Dylan White has been caught with performance-enhancing drugs in his system. Way before this one that got written off of his record, he was found early days, before he even came to boxing, he was found taking drugs when he was a kickboxer. Performance-enhancing drugs. These guys are used to it. So I don't really have that much criticism of guys who are taking performance-enhancing drugs, because I don't think they are in the minority. Simple as that. I think it's part and parcel with combat sports. I think it's part and parcel with sports in general. I just think it's very bad to use it as a means to get yourself stronger when you're talking about beating people up. It's very dangerous. You could really, really hurt somebody in there. But where everybody's taking it, or for me, I believe that the majority of boxers are taking it, that probably evens out the playing field, in my opinion. But this ban for Povetkin is a bit mad because he was retired anyway. Maybe he was thinking of making a comeback and they said, no. You can't make a comeback until 2028 or something like that. 4-year ban from last year. So you can't really come back till the end of 2028. Unless you want to come back 2029. Do that if you want. Very, very mad thing for me to see. And I was reading it. I was like, this is crazy. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. Because I think all these guys are taking drugs. I think they're all on it. When I say all, I don't mean every single one. I'm just exaggerating the fact that I'm saying most of these fighters out here are on some PED. In my opinion. Okay? Especially the ones that really, really fight to get their innocence. I think they're the worst. I could be wrong. But that's how it goes. Povetkin being found for taking drugs from the past 10 years to now. Who else has been escaping? Because what it's saying is that they found the results to be that he is taking performance-enhancing drugs, but they swept it under the carpet. Whoever the powers that be are. So can we really trust WADA? Can we trust VADA? Can we trust any of these anti-doping agencies? Can we trust them? I think it's all a front. It's just all money spinning. These guys charge tens of thousands a year for these tests. And that's for just one fighter. So if they're charging 20, 30,000 a year to test one fighter, and they've got 50 fighters that they're testing, do the maths. These people are making money hand over fist. Why is there not an incentive for them to be told, do not make these results public? Say that he passed the test. We need it. Who's to say that's not happening out there? It's just food for thought. But this is the news as I see it. And I'm just going to talk about it because I just think that anti-doping or doping in boxing is being touted as something that is really bad and it's really wrong. But I think most boxers are doing it anyway. That's my humble opinion. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.